All right, so this week I got a chance to talk with Steve Foret about the recent developments with Solarwinds and how they've attributed some of this hack to an intern and the publishing of a bad password on a public GitHub repo. And I think much like the rest of the security community, that got us talking about, what other types of failures had to happen in order for that to persist because anybody that's done information security long enough knows that interns are almost never wholly the problem by themselves. So, Steve, I think you had some pretty interesting thoughts. Welcome. Thanks for chatting.
Yep. Hey man, yeah, it's always upsetting when the intern gets part of the blame because it just doesn't even it almost doesn't make sense anymore. There's so many areas of opportunities where procedurally through your designs and your operations like that shouldn't really break down that way.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that we actually get to hear about the fact that there was an intern associated with the outcome here.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think, right? It's like giving a baby a bottle of milk with no lid on it and then getting mad at them when they spill it. It's not the baby's fault, right? There's got to be some sort of process breakdown that led up to the baby getting the milk with no lid on it.
Yeah, it's just almost impractical to consider that an intern put that password on a production open system on the internet and said, yeah, like, hey, you can put the password whatever you want. It can be, hey, you could make it SolarWinds 123 because like no one would know that. I mean,
Right.
sure.
Yeah, it's crazy because like I said, we're supposed to be teaching them the right ways to do things, and again, right, it's just we could sit here all day long, I think, and talk about all the things that went wrong, both either process non-existence, failure to adhere to process, no oversight. I mean, there's so many things that could be to blame, and I think we just don't. SolarWinds didn't give us enough information to really effectively or accurately dissect it. So maybe it's more important that we talk about what can we learn from it. What are some of the eye-opening moments? And one of the things we used to joke around about, right? Nobody gets fired for buying IBM. I think you bring up a good point. It's like, does this make us question all of our big box decisions?
Yeah, I mean, you think about that. I mean, SolarWinds is owned and it's contracted with many government agencies, and the amount of regulations required. There's so many definitive controls they're expected to have nailed down, and they're not. So like that's kind of a big black eye to some of the big brands in general. Like if FireEye didn't see this, like how many others may have been already in this condition that we still hadn't seen, and they kind of got to clean up without anybody even knowing about it. But I feel like at least from an industry perspective, the community itself, the fire, I mean, they stepped up and they're just like, we don't want this to continue. And I feel like they really showed the maturity of like how smaller or stronger cybersecurity organizations that have gotten big are still really nimble and willing to take those kind of risks just to make sure the industry as a whole is really well protected and really take the step.
Yeah, and people talked about it a little bit. I don't think personally, I don't think it got nearly enough credit. But FireEye burned all of their IOCs. They burned all of their tools, like everything, because they disclose all of that and protect the general public than to let those tools continue to be used for malicious or nefarious purposes. So huge thumbs up to FireEye for that one. But yeah, you're right. Had they not caught it, right? Like how long could this have gone? How deep does it go? But I don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, and you think of, no, I was thinking about the one thing that we in the cybersecurity field always talk about is like how to keep it simple, how to do the basics, and this is a basic. And over the years, what I've seen in the application security space is the systematic debt, the technology debt that you're bringing forward.
Yeah.
That stuff is hard to get away from, and a lot of times that's kind of what drives insecure designs and insecure operations because you may not be able to use the best of breed in scenarios where you just because you just don't have the capacity to go back and get rid of some of that stuff. So you're sometimes drawn down by your technology debt. And I think what I've really seen in the last few years is such a huge focus across the industry to kind of focus on that and move away from it. And obviously cloud is accelerating a ton of it. But same scenario, same play. It's like how many SolarWinds 123s may be sitting out on the internet right now that we haven't found.
Yeah. What's the joke, right? Every penetration tester from here to, the other coast is going to agree that we've got 3 basic passwords that we guess on all engagements, right? And I'm sorry if I'm burning anybody's trade craft here, but password 123, company name 123, season 123, right? Those are the top go-tos. And so the fact that this has gone on for this long, or that it wasn't popped sooner, is frankly surprising in my opinion.
Yeah, don't forget spring 2020. Sometimes you have to change passwords that frequently now.
That's right. Hey,
maybe that's gonna make it harder to guess them.
Well, it'll just be 1, 2, 3, 4 now, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's it's all learning exercises for us. It's all how do we take this and be constructive about it. We both, I think, have a pretty good admiration for the cybersecurity industry in general as being well adept at receiving feedback and constructively saying, how do we not make these mistakes going forward? So, I definitely think that, this was kind of a crappy move, but, I think we'll learn from that. Other companies will learn from that, and certainly, we'll be better off next time.
Yeah, and I would say, excluding this with the password, I think everything that transpired beforehand was very, very positive in terms of community coming together, really focusing on fixing it, targeting your network management systems, making sure that your environments are going to be well locked down. I feel like what was the outcome was a ton of positive focus on it.
Definitely.
And so this little password thing is unfortunate, but the real focus was, there wasn't a lot of finger pointing. It was more like, we don't want to be in this same boat, and we want to make sure that we're secure. So I just love, from my perspective, I think I really love the fact that there was a ton of positive applied to it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, listen, I know you're busy and you're off to the next one, but I do appreciate the time. Thanks for the conversation. It's always great to chat with you. I hate to say that we'll chat on the next big one, but maybe we'll come up with something. Maybe we should do another one later on from the intern perspective, right? How do we approach coming into cybersecurity, and maybe how do we do it from the bottom up rather than the top down?
Yeah, no, that's definitely something we can talk about. I do appreciate the time, man. It was really fun.
Yeah, definitely. All right, brother. I'll catch you on the next one.
All right.
See ya.